Welcome back all to DAS TV. Remember to like, comment, share this video. It's another game for Liverpool this weekend. It's a 3:30 kick-off in the FA Cup semi-finals, of course, against two other than Man City. The two world's best teams go head-to-head again this week. And after last week, I don't think any of us can go through what we went through last week. Just so entertainment, end-to-end, had absolutely everything in it that you could ask for. An unbelievable spectacle for the Premier League, to be honest with you. And this weekend I'm sure won't be any different. I expect similar. Big game for both teams midweek. Liverpool got the job done. Man City got the job done, although Pep has come out and being given out about it. He hasn't been able to rotate as much as he wanted. They've been physically and mentally put through a lot against Atletico, where, we were cruising, we were 3-1 up. It was game put to bed, and then Benfica scored 2 late goals, but we made a host of changes on the night. We were able to bring players off after 55 minutes an hour, and we were able to give some of the other lads that are going to start this weekend a run out towards the end. And yeah, we were in cruise control all through the game. The most important thing is, and I've said it on this before, is over 2 legs in Europe is getting through to the next round. It's not about winning one and then not winning the next or being beaten or whatever else. It's just about getting the job done over 2 legs and getting into the next round. And Liverpool again are into a semi-finals of a European Cup. This is the only season ever in the club's history that we're in a semi-final of a League Cup, an FA Cup and a European Cup. It's Jurgen Klopp's 3rd European Cup semi-final under us. Well, it's 4th really, because he was also in the Europa League final. But obviously that's a different competition. It's the 2nd tier of the European Cup. So it's amazing really from what Jurgen Klopp's done, and he's dominating Europe. And I do believe that we can win the Champions League this year. I think Man City beat Real over 2 legs in the semis. I really do think they will. They've good experience now in the European Cup. And obviously, as I said, we've dominated Europe, so we've great experience. So I expect us to get to the final and Man City to get to the final. If I'm a betting man, which I'm not, I would definitely bet on a Liverpool and Man City final for the Champions League. We don't meet them in the FA Cup final this year, but for us to get there, we'll either get Palace or Chelsea. They play on Sunday. It's going to be tough whoever we get. But we play Man City in the semi-finals, and it's a week after we've already only played them at the Etihad, a big showdown in the Premier League. Nothing changes. They're a point ahead of us, 7 games to go, and it's just an unbelievable end now to the league season. But we do play them tomorrow. It's a 3:30 kick-off. Look, it is what it is. I suppose we're going into this game probably a little bit more refreshed and a bit more, I would say, rejuvenated, because we've been able to make changes midweek with a home game. We hadn't to travel as much as City. City had to travel. They were, as I said, physically and mentally through a lot against Atletico. I think they only made 2 changes from the team. And there's obviously as well a possibility that Walker and De Bruyne are going to be out. I'm not so sure whether they're going to be out. And if they are, I think only one of them will be. We've seen this before coming into big games. There's a little bit of the opposition manager, particularly Pep Guardiola, playing things down and saying players are out injured when, come the starting 11 on Saturday. We'll see when the teams come out at 2:30. But it's a huge showdown. Liverpool so far in the FA Cup, from the 3rd round now to the semi-finals, we've scored 10 goals and conceded 3, and Man City have scored 14 and conceded 3. I think City in the last round, I think they got Fulham. Southampton. They played Fulham. I think they beat Southampton and Fulham both 4-1. We obviously had a tricky game away to Forest, who had a couple of FA Cup upsets on the road so far in this round. And in the 3rd round, they knocked out Arsenal at the time we were playing them in the League Cup semi-final, and they beat them 1-0. And they were tough opponents, but we got the job done. And what I like about Liverpool this season is we don't have to be at our best to win games. I feel we've more ways of winning games than Man City do. I think we can just get the job done more. We're a little bit more prolific. We're a bit more cutthroat. But the resilience is a little bit better, I think, than City's. But we did see last week, it's the 2nd game this season against Man City where in the first half we were really poor against Man City. Probably should have put the game to bed, and because they didn't, we came out in the second half and made amends. So I think we got to get a good start against City this time around. It can't be 3rd time lucky where we come out at the start, particularly in the first half, start off the game with no urgency, no intensity, no energy, no creativity, no spark about it, and expect to get something from from this game, and the game has to be decided tomorrow with extra time penalties as needed, and hopefully not, because I can't be going through that again. We played at Wembley earlier in the League Cup final, and what a game it was against Chelsea. But you can't be going through that again. Penalties, I mean, I think there was 21 penalties taken, and Kepa was the only one to miss. And obviously, we won the cup, and we showed unbelievable determination, professionalism, and resilience that day. We're going to need more of the same tomorrow, but we're going to need to get a good start. We can't expect City, for us, to keep going out against City, starting off bad, having no urgency, looking sluggish, and then to get something from the game. I don't know who we're going to go with tomorrow, because we've seen that we're able to rotate against Benfica, and I think that'll be the last game this season that we'll be able to rotate in and make 7 changes the way we did. I think tomorrow maybe Firmino, Bobby might come in for Jota, and the reason being is, as good as Jota's been, the goals he's got, is it's just to drop off there on Rodri. He's great for ball retention, Bobby, and he scored 2 goals midweek, and he's as good as he ever is, isn't he, in that system for us? So I would imagine probably for me the only change I'm making, and look, it's a hard one, but you can bring on the cavalry if you have to, with 55, 60, 70 minutes, whatever, gone out of the game. You can bring on a Diaz, a Jota, and that from the bench. Very hard to select who the 3 are going to be up front, because you could even say in current form Salah hasn't been good. He wasn't good last week, although he set a world-class assist up for Mane, who scored a world-class goal to get the second against City. But could you drop Salah in a game of this significance, game of this calibre? He didn't start midweek, so surely that indicates he's going to start tomorrow. He's a top scorer this season. Yeah, he hasn't been in great form, but Drifty was on last week on this doing a preview of the game and made a good point that he is only human. He's had heartbreak twice for Egypt in the last couple of weeks, and that's going to have a big impact on him. And he mentally and physically looks exhausted, and he looks like a player that needs a break. But knowing Mo, knowing how world class he is, knowing the type of character and player and professional he is, he's going to want to play week in, week out. And them goals are coming for him. There's no doubt about it. He got closer to scoring when he came on against Benfica. For me, I'm going to be going with Ali, Trent, Robbo, the 2 fullbacks as normal. Matip comes in for Kanate, and Van Dijk come in for Gomez, a centre-back from the game midweek. And then I think then obviously you have to go with that midfield, who weren't great last week against City, to be honest with you. Games are won and lost of this calibre in midfield, and last week obviously we got the draw, but the lads weren't that good. A lot improved second half, but weren't really that good. We made changes. Kate to come on, I thought was really good. But I think tomorrow you're going with the reliable Fabinho, Hendo, Thiago midfield, and then Salah, Bobby, and Mane for me up front. And look, it's unbelievable to have the riches in abundance what we have in attack, to be able to bring on a Diaz and Jota if needed. That's who I'm going with. I expect City will go as strong as they can. They were only able to make 2 changes because the game was of huge significance for them midweek against Atletico. And hopefully that'll have a burden on them. Hopefully it will. You hear Pep coming out talking a lot about Liverpool in the press conference after it, talking a lot about this semi-final game. So hopefully that will be for us a good thing coming into this game, that we already have them rattled, because there was periods to that game last week where we had them on the ropes, and look, they had us on the ropes as well for periods of it, but I thought a draw in the end was a better result for us than for them. They probably could have snuck it. They had a little bit more of the ball, more chances, particularly in that first half, that they should have had us out of sight. But we take that, and then we go on to Wembley tomorrow. City's, I think this is a City's 4th. It's the 5th FA Cup final in the past 6 years. Our 5th FA Cup, semi-final it is, in the last 6 years. But they haven't won all those either. And our record, we know at Wembley, hasn't been bad. It hasn't been great either. We know when we played City in the League Cup final 2016, they beat us on penalties. But the recent win against Chelsea will have done us the world of good, and it's a good experience for the fans this season going to Wembley. And also, it's the weekend, sadly, of the 33rd anniversary of Hillsborough, the 97 fans. So obviously justice for the 97. And it's a sad weekend for Liverpool Football Club. Today actually marks the 33rd anniversary, the 15th of April, 1989. So it's that time of the year again for Liverpool where it brings back bad memories and the disaster of Hillsborough. But hopefully the Liverpool tomorrow on the pitch can do everybody, can cheer everybody up at the weekend that's in it and get a big win. Book a place in the final, and then we'll know on Sunday whether that's going to be against Palace or Chelsea. It'd be tricky getting Chelsea again, wouldn't it, in the final? I'd preferably, I think every Liverpool fan would rather get Palace, but I think Chelsea will have too much to beat Palace on the day, and they'll obviously be looking to avenge in a final against us this season. So to get Chelsea in a League Cup final and FA Cup final in the 1 year would be mad, but once we win both, we don't care, do we? Because I think Chelsea will beat Palace, but I do think we beat Man City tomorrow. My prediction, I went last week with a 1-0. I went with a bold one. I didn't think it was going to be 1-0, but I went with it because of how many clean sheets we've been keeping, how resilient, how composed and compact we've been defensively, and I just thought it'd be unbelievable to go to City, beat them and keep a clean sheet. What a huge statement that'd be. But I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for us tomorrow. Something's telling me 2-1, 3-2 to Liverpool, but I'm going to go with 2-1, go a little bit safer. I don't know whether it'll be 5 goals in it tomorrow, but there's a high chance there'll definitely be 3. But hopefully, we get the 2, and if the 1 goal goes to them, then so be it, and we beat them. But cannot wait for this game tomorrow. It's such a huge game. This could really kickstart our season. Not that it needs any more kickstarting, but could get it on now for the latter stages of the season where we know we've a final. We've already won a final. We're on the verge of a final in the Champions League. I'm definitely going to fancy Liverpool against Villarreal over 2 legs, as good as Villarreal have been, and knocked out Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals. Remember, they beat United in the Europa League final last season, so you'd have to still fancy Liverpool though to beat Villarreal over 2 legs. But it would be tough. But what a season this can be for Liverpool. As I mentioned earlier on this stream, it's the 4th season ever in the club's history to be in a League Cup semi-final, FA Cup semi-final, and Champions League semi-final. We can also still win the league, and we've already won the League Cup. So this can be it can be the best season ever in the club's history. None of us would have ever foreseen this coming into it this season. If you'd asked any Liverpool fan before the ball was kicked, you're going to win 1 trophy this season, you're going to get to a semi-final, possibly a final of a Champions League, and you're going to challenge for the league but not win it. We're all taking it, because at the start of the season Chelsea had improved massively in the transfers. Man City had as well brought in big players. We'd brought in 1. We had a shrewd summer. Obviously we had a lot of players coming back, like Van Dijk and that from injury, Thiago, a lot of players that only played bits of last season. We know Van Dijk didn't play any. And we were all, felt this season wasn't going to be one of the best, but we were building back to something again from 2 seasons ago when we won the league. But what a season it's been. It surprised me, certainly. I couldn't have even dreamed of how things are now. We couldn't have dreamed it was going to be this good. And the quadruple dream is still on. I mean, we're talking about this quadruple the last couple of weeks and months. And as every big game comes up, as every big knockout competition comes up, you think it could go wrong here, and then we'd be all talking about we can still win the treble. But the quadruple is still on. We can actually realistically still win it. And what a season it can be. And this team, this club, this fan base, the unity, the togetherness, the never give up, the never say die, don't know when we're beaten, epitomises Liverpool in so many ways, really. And it's just, you just absolutely love to see it, don't you? And what a time to be a Liverpool fan. All the years of hurt, all the years of uncertainty and not knowing, for the times to be the way they've been the last couple of years under Jurgen Klopp, all of it honestly has been worth it, because the highs are nothing without the lows. And speaking about the highs and nothing without the lows, let's hope tomorrow it will be the high for Liverpool. We go to Wembley again, get a big win, make a big statement, knock City out, where City will have 1 less competition that they can win this season. Let's do it, red men. I'll be back on hopefully after the game tomorrow, celebrating, and I'll be delighted after a big win for us tomorrow. It's a 3:30 kickoff, a bit of an unusual time. It's a semi-final at Wembley. Come on, Reds, let's get the job done. I hope you all have a great weekend. Happy Easter. Be safe and enjoy whatever you are going to be doing. And up the Reds. Come on, Liverpool. Remember to like, comment and share this video. Big up, all. Take care.